Hello, viewers. So I was just sitting here working in the sunroom on the computer, and I had one of my favorite channels up in the background, kind of like I normally do. And one one of his videos that popped up is about a chatbot that he was using in trying to get some customer service, and just having a totally frustrating situation to the point where I was looking up from my screen because I could hear the frustration come through loud and clear. And I just actually wanted to share a situation where I had basically the exact thing. So been trying to earn some cash on the side, and doing rideshare, right? I did it years ago, and with the new house and some added expenses here there going on, I won't get into details. Thought I would like to pick up some extra cash on the side, right? And part of the process is, and it's with Uber, and part of the process is whatever, like your license, a picture of yourself, background checks, car insurance, registration, TNC report, like all this stuff. So you kind of have to do a little running around. It's not brutal until the background check comes. And no, I am not a serial killer or anything like that, or have a criminal record. I have a very clean background. I've had my background run many a times for different things over years. I think they have to do it when you, definitely when you get a job, right? I've had that happen many times. So whatever, they give you the standard blurb. We use a third-party company to do it. We're not in control most of the time. It takes I think they say actually maybe 5 to 7 business days. I'll give them that. I feel like it could be shorter, but that's what I'll say, 5 to 7. That was in March, and my background check is still pending. So I really got on a tear, especially towards the end of the summer when like things settled down, like vacations and stuff a little bit at the house here. I was like, hey, I want to a little time in the evening here or there, pick up a few extra bucks, right? And when the kids aren't around on the weekends, and it's not a nice weekend, granted, I have a billion projects to do, whether the weather's nice or not, but still. And so it was still background check pending. I was like, it's ridiculous. Dude, something must be stuck, right? That's all I could assume. So I used the chatbot and went round and around and around and around. The exact same frustration. And if this is his video, chances are if you're listening to my voice right now, you already subscribed to his channel. It's not the other way around. But if you haven't seen this video, and at least you probably likely have shared the experience that he has had, and of course that I've had and I'm sharing with you. So I finally, I just want to talk to a live person. And so I said, hi. And it was after going through all the chatbot prompts, I was like, they're telling me, oh, your background check, just wait 5 to 7 business days. I said, I've been waiting since March. Oh, just wait a little longer. It usually takes 5 to 7 business days. It was this endless loop. And finally, there's nowhere to go. And then the last thing, it signs off, it'll say, was your question answered or responded to, or was your was there a solution to whatever your issue was, whatever the wording was, right? So I write no, and it starts a new chat with another chatbot, and it just goes, and I almost just used the F word. It goes in an effing loop over and over again, and I was so mad. Finally, I figured out how to get a live person. It was just a combination of what I was typing. But the live person was saying, and it was always, you could tell you're going international because it's somebody who's probably from India just by the name, which is fine. It's not a problem, but I know how these chat things work. I haven't used them in years. It was really before AI, but I used them as a manager. My sales team used them, but they were live, and they would say, hey, the salespeople that worked for me, I would say, if it goes to a certain point, ask them for their phone number and to give them a call, because it'll be easier to talk on the telephone than it is on the chat, etc. Right? So like we had humans doing it, and would instead of the customer getting potentially frustrated, would say, hey, let's just talk on the phone, and usually we got it resolved in 5 minutes, whether it was a pre-sale, post-sale, technical issue, whatever. So that's kind of how my team works, right? And but with this, I know, well, what I do know is these programs, even back then before AI, you had like almost like hotkeys for like certain phrases, right? Like, one moment, please, or how's the weather, or whatever. It's like control whatever, control this, control that, and it's like just hotkeys that they set up. So these people who don't speak English very well are using these hot responses. Now, I am sure when you do get a live person, it's probably like AI assisted, and like AI probably gives them based on what they're typing, like a box to select like how they should respond. So it was maddening. And then if you watch Jordan's channel, and he gets people calling his home, who are basically scammers, right? So I was getting so frustrated that I was trying to like not trick them, but kind of trick them. Like, so I would say something like, could you tell me when my background check was submitted? I already knew the answer. Oh, March 17th. How many days? This would be right after they said it takes 3 to 5 days, or whatever, 5 to 7 days. I would say, can you tell me when I submitted my background check? Sure. Yes, that was March, whatever, 17th. Can you tell me how many days ago that was? And then then they like short circuit, like they don't know what to say. And so at least I, in a way, kind of got a laugh out of it, but I didn't. So what I ultimately did was I did a little research. The company that Uber uses to do the background check is called Checker, like Checker, instead of the ER, it's just like the R, forget the E. So I would think like, Uber is a huge company, like this is, and I was looking on like message boards and whatnot, and a lot of people are having the same problem. They're like, I have all my stuff, but I can't drive, and I have a clean background, but it's not coming through, it's stuck. And they keep saying like it's out of our hands. And then you can like do a little thing through the app to like check the status through Checker, and it just says pending, like due to high volume, it could be a little longer or something. So what is frustrating to me is, well, let me back up. So I was like, all right, well, there's Lyft, and I've never used Lyft before. I don't think I've even taken a ride in a Lyft before. I'm like, let me do this, right? So I got the app. I already had the documentation for Uber, so it was really quick to upload it. I just did it from like probably where I'm sitting right now in the sunroom. So I saw that they also use the same background company, but they said it'll take whatever, a few days, whatever the days were, right? Probably similar. It came through. I got an email and a text and all that at the same time, just saying you're good to go. You can go on the road. Cool. Well, I once again have been so busy with travel again, because this period of time, like months have gone by, and I'm in this hell with work travel right now, which is a whole another topic, maybe another ranting video. But so I today literally drove 15 miles to like the more populated area to go to BJ's, to go to the mall really quick to get something checked. It's just to get I had an older pair of glasses. The lens was scratched. I wanted to see if the eyeglass place that I go to if there's anything they could do. They couldn't, unfortunately. Anyway, I had the lift on the whole way there, the whole way back, and I get a single ride. And that's what I had a feeling. We're a very touristy area here. And when I tested it, when I first got approved for it, I turned it on. Within 5 minutes, just sitting in my living room, I canceled it really quick because I was just doing a test. But I know for a fact with Uber that, because I had done it before, I probably would have not made it directly to the store I was going to, because I would have picked up a ride along the way. Anyway, that's a long-winded story, and we're about 10 minutes into this video, but I'm setting the stage here, because I am telling you, on one hand, I totally agree what he is saying in his video. I mean, he's showing you like how horrendous it is. I'm giving you an example in my life where it's horrendous. But I also recently had a conversation with a friend of mine. She's very unhappy with her job. And the type of job she has, it's really not posted out on LinkedIn. And she was asking me about LinkedIn because I use it. And I said, it is with LinkedIn now. If you apply for a job, it's kind of demoralizing because you will get a job alert, apply for it, and it'll show you that 250 people already applied for it. Now, I like to say I'm pretty good at what I do, but are you the best out of 250? Like, you could be the best, but maybe your resume or like your LinkedIn profile is not like the best in the world, so you get glossed over. So what I did an experiment on is because she doesn't like AI either. She also really likes Jordan's channel um, as well, and agrees with him on a lot of topics. So I asked her to hear me out, and I told her because I did a little test. If you go to ChatGPT and if you upload your resume and say, could you please find, well, you don't have to say please, I'm just how I was raised, even if I'm talking to a stupid computer. Could you please find job openings based on my resume? And it may ask you a few questions. Are you looking for, sales focused? It'll look at based on your history, or are you looking for more executive? Or what? And so it might ask you a few questions, and it'll say, okay, would you like me to show you jobs specific to that? Yes, and then it'll pull it up. So I wanted to demonstrate that. Stupid, it stinks. I'll reboot my computer, and this like literally pops back up again. I have no idea why. All right, so what I'm going to do is try to type. So it's asking me if I can put my or upload my resume. I'll pull out my skills, experience, and then search for live job openings that fit. Do you want me to look too broadly? National. Okay. So. Okay, great. Please. These domestic roles only. I'm uploading my resume. So you hit the little plus, add photo or files. What? Okay, I thought I had it on here. Hang on one second. All right, so I uploaded my resume, and I thought it was just right here, but it wasn't. So I grabbed one. It was like an older version or whatever. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and I don't seem to have received your resume. Could try uploading it again. Okay, what is going on? All right, downloads my resume. Open. And then I think you just do this. All right, so it is massively failing here. So that's weird. It's not reading the word. Okay, downloads. Okay, so you're gonna see my address. All right, so I just copied and paste. All right, here we go. It's really weird because I in my test before it had no problem doing that. What's really weird is my resume disappeared off this computer. That's of course it's a work computer. Maybe he deleted it. So it told me, great resume. You've got strong senior leadership, sales, operations, customer experience background. Based on that, here are some U.S.-based jobs that look a good fit, plus a few observations and suggestions. Okay, here are some roles that align well with your skills. These are domestic USA and many are remote or hybrid. If you tell me preferred cities or industries, I can narrow it down. Customer Success Directive, Massachusetts. Okay. Director of Digital Customer Experience. This first one could be a good one. I'm just like living vicariously here. Vice President of Sales, Custom Engineered Solutions. Ooh. All right. Director of Customer Service, Customers Success, various companies. Okay. Other opportunities to target. VP of Sales, Director VP role, P&L or growth-oriented leadership role. Okay. Salary in your region. Just so you have benchmarks. The Director of Customer, 105. Okay. Depending on experience, direct reports, size. Okay. Director of Customer Service Roles, 100. Okay. All right. If you like, I can pull up a curated, say, 1, 5, 10 right now. Yeah. Yes. Please curate a list. Director of Care Experience Strategy, Toast. I know someone who works there or did work there. I think she was either director or vice president of customer success. Maybe this is the role. That's interesting. Your strong customer experience, operations strategies role is about redefining new. That's kind of cool. It's in Boston though. Remote vice president of sales, leadership roles, leadership of sales, scaling cross margin class. Your senior. All right, so it kind of goes on and on, right? Suggestions, tips to improve match response rates. Tailor your applications use. Okay. Tell me whether you prefer remote only. So like the thing is, like it gives you. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's pick one here. Remote vice president of sales. I've never heard of this site. Is this it? No. I don't see it. Some cool jobs though, actually. I've never heard of this site. BuiltIn. All right, so you get the idea, and although I don't really know where that job that it told me about. We clicked on remote vice president of sales, ZetaGlobal. Okay, get rid of that. ZetaGlobal. You guys see it? It's like 600 pages here. So my point being here is I would have never heard of this website, and these do look like good jobs. And now what I don't know is how many people applied to any of these. So is it a situation with like LinkedIn where there's like 1 million people applying for one job? I'm just trying to find one here that we can take a closer look at. Oh, okay, this one's in Massachusetts. Whew. Regional Vice President, Sales. Man. What is going on around here? The dump trucks. I think everyone's heard of Palo Alto Networks. Global Six Leader. Oh, I'd like to go to Miami. All right, so here's like, I guess, a snapshot. So like, how would you apply if you wanted to? Whoa, they have 1,033 jobs. How would you? Major sales representative. So it's not organized easily here. Yeah, here's all. I guess all. Oh, here's benefits. I'm just trying to see if like you apply for it. If you can see like 6,000 people applied. Let your resume do the work. Upload a resume. Upload your resume to be matched with a job you're a great fit for. Let's see. I'm not gonna do all this right now, but let's pick another one. Sidecart Health. Recently posted at Sidecar Health. That's so weird because the job that you click on is not right here. So these other jobs. This is why people get frustrated looking for a job. Oh my gosh. Like that one we clicked on is not there. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's go to it. This role, okay. Reposted 2 days ago. Drive new business within Sidecar Health. Sidecar Health is redefining health insurance. Oh man, health insurance. No thanks. All right, so you get the idea. My whole point in showing you this is you can get to different platforms, job platforms other than LinkedIn. LinkedIn used to be really good, but now just they make it so easy to apply that people just like shotgun approach when they apply for jobs. So it's not really good for applying to jobs anymore. It's easy, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's like dialing for dollars. Like if you apply to like 1,000 jobs a day, maybe you'll get a couple that write back to you. So what I'm saying is if you're searching for a job, AI can at least find these other platforms, even if they're not like great to work with. But the point is, if there's less people here than on LinkedIn looking for jobs, you may stand a better chance. Let's see. And you can get this thing to kind of tighten up. What's this one? Indeed, there are many vice president director of sales opens now. Okay. I have to watch out because I use Indeed for hiring people at work. Regional vice president business development Northeast. Okay. Regional. All right. So case check. What's that? VP of marketing, VP of cloud, store, AI revenue growth, vice president of sales, forensic research. That seems cool. Regional vice president of sales, Chicago. Nope, not going to go there. Vice president of sales, job stack. Why does that keep coming up? Remote. Hyperscale sales organization, top lines, develop, mentor, coach, enterprise level sales team. Our client is a cutting edge AI cloud computing, blah, 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 blah. Position, the vice president of sales will lead a global sales strategy, build a high performance team, define it. So this is a pretty tailored 12 years in sales leadership roles with at least 5 years in VPs. Yeah, that totally fits me. All right. So like, again, I'm just kind of going on and on here, but the point is, don't totally write it off because it does have its applications. Think of AI as a smarter search engine, because if you just go to Google and say you're looking for a sales jobs, like it's going to just bring up LinkedIn, it's going to bring up Indeed, it's going to bring up like, I don't know if like monster.com and hot jobs is still out there or not, but it'll bring up all these boards. And like, then you got to go there and then do the search again kind of thing, you know, where I feel like AI is like a smarter, it's basically like having all the internet and then you have kind of like, I don't want to say human, but a front end on it that you can be more human with, meaning like, hey, find me vice president jobs in sales in this industry in the Northeast, remote, you know, and it'll be like, okay, upload your resume and I'll try to tailor match openings. So that is very useful. The other thing is, since we're talking about jobs, what I have found, you tend to find a job when you're not looking for a job. Case in point, my job now. I mean, I was open to going, just had to be the right thing, and then I left, right? But Um, I should imagine if you're unemployed, you become less picky, possibly, and there's a more sense of urgency. Like you don't know when you're going to have a job, so the time that you have off in between jobs, you don't fully relax and enjoy it because you're busy hunting for jobs, maybe picking up a part-time job or something. So I get that. I have to say, I'm very fortunate in my career. I could probably, I'm not saying I could pick up the phone and get a job tomorrow, but I could probably pick up a phone and call a few people I know and say, hey, I'm thinking about making a change. Just want to put the word out there. And I feel like I would get some good possible feedback. I may not get that big executive job or anything like that, but like if the walls are coming down or I was unemployed, that would probably work for me. And I worked very hard over a couple decades to build that up. And it's, I don't want to say it's a safety net, but it's almost like a good place to start. Start making phone calls with people you know, and then start connecting using the people that you know to connect you with people you don't know. And then I would suggest, yeah, you can go on LinkedIn and do the open the work thing. Yeah. I would also go to your top, like whatever industry you're currently in, and say if you've been in it for a little bit, look up anything that has to do with your industry, other companies, parallel industries, complementary industries, and get your resume over there. Even if they're not hiring, get your resume over there. It's important. And then from there, do the exercise that we just did, and I think that's more valuable than just like spinning a wheel on LinkedIn, because there's, again, hundreds, if not even more, apply to those jobs, and it's demoralizing because it shows you how many people applied, and you never hear back. Like, you might get lucky and we're reviewing your resume, we'll get back to you, then they get back to you and say, thanks, we have enough candidates, we'll keep your resume for 90 days in case we find a fit for you in our organization. All right, well, that's it. That's my kind of feedback. And as usual, Jordan always inspires me. And I was thinking about the conversation I had with a friend of mine, and then I saw his video on AI, and I thought, it's not a total loss. And I think in this case, AI is not making you dumber, because it's basically surfing through information or filtering through information much faster than human can do it, and serving you up results that you can take more immediate action in a more timely fashion. Where I'll say it, bullshit that he went through with that poor customer service, and what I went through with Uber and other sites, is a complete waste of time. They shouldn't even roll out a tool like that if it's going to behave that way. It's so much brand damaging when they do that. All right, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and if you have any tips, drop them in the comment box, because I do not know everything, and I like to learn from you guys. And secondly, if somebody's watching this and they read your comments, it may help them out. We'll see you on the next one. Happy hunting.